Good day, everyone. Welcome back to Whitewater IT Solutions computer maintenance tips. Okay, let's just get into it. Uh, last, the last we did was a disk cleanup, right? For those of you who have seen it. Today we're going to do another fairly simple task, a fairly simple task, but I ignored one. Uh, disk defrag or disk defragmentation. Now, this should be like a 1 minute thing, but we have to give you some explanation today. You see, this defrag uh, is good and bad. Depends on the type of hard drive you have, and it has more than one function. Okay, so the first thing is this defrag or this defragmentation, as the word implies, defragmentation. We normally use when drives, become fragmented. That is, as you pull out, like a filing cabinet, as you pull out information, you don't put it back where it belongs. Everything is moving. You're pulling information out. You're opening programs, closing programs, and so on. As time goes by, things get like chaotic. So for the let's call it the computer for easy understanding, to pull out the information for you is going to be it takes that much longer, that second or two or three longer, and the computer runs slower. So from time to time we will run a disk defrag, right? It's built into Windows. Now this defrag obviously puts everything into place. It defrags the drive and puts everything into place, but this applies to the old HDD drives that we spoke about in this cleanup, the hard disk drives of old that we don't really use anymore. We still do use them, but normally they are used for storage purposes as a second hard drive, for storage, 2 terabyte, 5 terabyte, and things like that. Those big hard drives for storage. We use our SSD drives to run our machines, and because they're a little bit more expensive, yes, they are. They're more expensive than your HDD drives. We just get one that's big enough for us to run our basic programs, not to store our games and our programs and our things that are gigs and gigs. We don't store all that on our SSD drives. We tend to keep them on an external drive or on a second drive on the machine. Even laptops nowadays, a lot of them come with an SSD drive and a bigger normal HDD drive. Like you'll see, it has a 256 SSD and a 2 terabyte hard drive as well. That 2 terabyte hard drive is the normal HDD drive for storage. Now, with that explanation, HDD drives need to be defragged from time to time, but you do not, and I stress, I'm going to say it again, you do not defrag. You do not run a disk defrag, a third-party defrag. You use the one in Windows, as we're going to learn now, but you do not defrag using a third-party software. Sometimes we use software to clean our machines. The one thing you cannot do on SSD drive is you do not defrag. You don't run a disk defrag on it. It's dangerous. You can kill your hard drive. It's the shortest way of giving it a short lifespan. That's one thing is guaranteed. It's going to kill its lifespan. It won't run as long as it would normally run. Okay, so let's get down to it. We're going to click on the start button, and we're going to click on defrag, and you'll see it comes there, defragment and optimize drives. Now that's a key word. The older operating systems, I think Windows 7, Windows 8, had this before SSD came. They just had defragment. Now they've got defrag and optimize. Now we're going to look at here on our computer that we're using as an example. We're going to see the first drive is a C drive. Now there's another important thing. I'll just throw it in there. At this point, we digress. You buy a refurb computer, a refurb laptop. Now you don't know it comes with a 512 drive, 512 gig drive, or even a terabyte. Now you don't know. You're being told that it's got an SSD drive. Maybe they put in some extra RAM. There are. Let's be frank, guys. There are unscrupulous dealers out there in every field. That includes IT and every other field. There's unscrupulous people out there who tend to do weird things and are not quite straight up. So they might send you a machine that's fast, and for you is fast, but you might feel it faster than your old machine, but it doesn't have an SSD drive. So how would you know? So you should check, especially if your machine is running slower. It could be a HDD drive. So how would you know? The first thing is, this is where you check. You type in this defrag, you check here. As you can see, the first drive is the C drive, the main drive that runs the operating system that we are running here, is a solid state drive. You see that? That's our SSD drive. Now, as you can see, I have two other drives here, right? Another drive, a E drive, which I have used for, and a backup drive that's plugged into this machine. And you see that BUP is a backup drive, right? That's the F drive, and it's a hard disk drive, a HDD drive. Now, if you notice, these three drives here, which are all hard disk drives, say 0% fragmented. That means it doesn't require any work. We don't need to fragment defrag. We don't need to run the disk defrag. But if it said 10% fragmented or 20% fragmented, you'd want to run the disk defrag. All right? On the SSD drive, though, you're not going to defrag this. What we do is we call there's terms for it, fancy terms. Okay, the term used for inverted commas defragging SSD drive, which we do not do, it's called trimming. We call it trimming. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but it's called trimming. It's not a defrag, it's trimming, it's optimizing the drive. It really doesn't even need to be done. But sometimes it might just say, it might be written here, see, it says here 1 day since last retron. Now, it might sometimes say 90 days or 70 days or 100 days, then you'd want to trim it, right? So this doesn't need to be trimmed or defragged. So let's just trim the SSD drive, right? Whether you're using, if you go to the hard disk drive, any one of them, it doesn't matter which one, you're going to use the same option, the optimize option, right? You click on optimize, right? Choose your drive. As you saw, that trimmed. It trimmed quickly, and it says 0 days since last. Now it says 0 days. It just trimmed it. It neatened up. There was hardly anything to neaten up. We go to the E drive here, the backup drive, one of these drives. We say optimize. It's going to start a defragment process. It's defragmenting. Now this can be a bit longer because HDD drives are slower. They're not as fast as the HDD drives. So yeah, so this is defragmentation and trimming. It's your other drives, like the backup drive I've got here, from time to time you should run a defrag on it, right? You can run a defrag. Trimming is not important, right? You don't need to trim, and a machine will run fine, right? And you can see your schedule optimization by default. By default is set to on. Okay, it says on at the bottom with the schedule of optimization on. Drives are being analyzed and scheduled, and a scheduled cadence, and being optimized as needed. The frequency is weekly, so weekly it's being done automatically at a certain time possibly, and we don't have to worry about running it. Now this drive that I'm running defrag on, I'm actually going to stop it for our program, for our little lesson here. I'm not going to let it run to 100%. I'll just leave it, and I'll stop it and close it, right? And that's your defrag, and yeah, I hope you learned something new. For those of you who find this easy, who know about this, who've been working on computers for years, this is for beginners, for those who are starting with us and starting our basic programs. Yes, we're going to get to the nitty-gritties and the more exciting stuff at some later stage, but we're going to have to start at the beginning. So yeah, so bear with us, and yeah, if you're finding it boring, yeah, it's just, we got to cater for everyone. Thank you so much for watching our video, and yes, until the next video, bye.